Spencer, 6-2 defeat to Weymouth tonight. What are your thoughts after the defeat?
Embarrassed by the performance, but that's probably the best side we've played here this season. But to concede 6 goals at home with the side we had out is not good enough. And got to take responsibility for the way we've picked the squad. The situation we have with training, it's going to change. We're where we are. We should be in the league, financially, and where we are. We're a lower mid-table side at the moment, and it's a big few weeks. We've got some very difficult games, and the squad's got to decide where it's going to go. And I'm deciding for the squad. We have to train twice a week. We've not done that for 2 years here because we've managed to get better players in at their time of careers, but it's not working. And very good players are not performing, and I'm not sure they're hungry enough. And I've given them plenty of chances, and we're going to make some changes. Not too many, but we will be making changes. We need a hunger back at the club. We accept where we are. I think we probably are correct in the lower part of the table, but no excuses for the defending. Shocking defending against a very good side. And as much as we were slightly better today, we've got too many players out of form. I think the training is impacting on that, so we need to get them in. I need to be able to get them on a training pitch, and at the moment that's not happening, but it's going to change immediately, from next week.
A few players absent, Luke Kenny and Jamie Curriton.
Yeah, no one's going to pretend anything different here at Farnborough. We worked very strict parameters financially. We've had obviously the most disruptive start to the season I think I've had in 18 years of management. And I've just made a decision that I think that Jamie's been circulated. I think it's the right thing for him. He can't train. We're going to come in training twice a week. It's long distance. It's a cracking lad. He's here tonight. We wish him all the best. There's a number of clubs speaking to him. But we want to train twice a week from now on, from next week. And obviously lives a huge distance away. Luke Kearney, I was very clear when we signed Luke that I needed to know he was going to be available regularly, and he's been off to Gibraltar to play football, which, so we've moved on for him. I could have signed a number of players this last few days. I was very angry after Saturday. I've deliberately not. 1, financially, and 2, we want to try and make sure we bring the right players in. I think Aidan's not done an awful lot wrong. He's a cracking number 2. We've got close to a couple of keepers this week, and there's one in particular that I was very keen on, and another that I thought we were signing and then was unavailable tonight. But I want to bring the right players in, and the most important thing for us as we try and re-establish ourselves at step 3 is we've got to be realistic. That doesn't make any excuses for tonight, from me all the way down. We know we weren't good enough. And you look at the defensive unit we had out there today, and it should have been a lot better than that. And they just didn't do their jobs. Good players, turn them inside out. And it's important that I bring the right hungry players in as we re-establish ourselves at this level and try and move forward. It was never going to be easy, and it might get a bit harder beforehand. I was pleased with some of our responses in there, and I thought Cards and Perry did quite well, working really hard. But we have players out of form, and we have a lot of injuries. But it's sad. I think Jamie's been wonderful for the short time he's been here, but I said whether it's trying to get people back into training twice a week. When obviously we got, people say, we should be doing that naturally, but we can't afford those type of players. And we're going to Hereford next Tuesday. We're going to Royston the following Tuesday. God knows what time we'll get home on the Wednesday mornings, and then you're getting them in Thursday. It's difficult, and especially with all the injuries we've got, and there is just no point bringing in if you've only got 6 or 7 fit players. You can't work on any patterns or anything else. So we've worked really hard pre-season getting these things organised, but we've had so much issues at the start of the season with injuries and unavailabilities that hasn't really worked out that well. So it's a little bit a case of let's refocus, try and get 1 or 2 in, get 1 or 2 out, make sure we keep the right hungry players, and those that aren't able to train properly from now on, we will say goodbye to, which is and let's try and build in a tough league. It's a tough league. I think this year in particular there's a lot of very good sides. And I said I must applaud Weymouth. I thought they played some lovely football at times. Some really, probably the best side we've seen here this season, and we couldn't handle it.
Next up, it doesn't get any easier. Host Hitchin and then go to Hereford. How big a challenge are those games going to be?
Massive challenge, because I've just said to them there's no way the squad we've had out tonight can deal with that at the moment. And I said there's 1 or 2 that I'm not convinced about their mentality for this fight at the moment, and they will need to be moved on, and I clearly need to bring in some players, but I think the key word to me is hunger. And I don't think we were very clear about what we wanted them to do, and 1 or 2 didn't do it, and unfortunately at this level if 1 or 2 don't, good sides like Weymouth will expose you. So I'm not making excuses. I apologise to the fans. This last week has been appalling. There's no other excuse for it. I don't count the Hartley game, but Dunstable, we were totally dominant and should have put that game to bed in the first half an hour, and we didn't. And we've had this run of 4 wins and a draw out of 5, and now we've had 3 straight defeats. And we need to bounce out of it. At the moment, we're a little bit either winning or losing. But I have to say, I don't think we've played particularly good football yet this season, and we should be, with this squad, doing a lot more. But this training regime has not worked because we're playing twice a week, so we're not managing to get them in. The injuries have caught up with us, and clearly there are some places that need strengthening. And players, I don't care. I've just said to them, I don't care about your reputation. I don't care who you played for last season or 2 seasons ago. It's about what you're doing for a Borough shirt, and too many senior players at the moment are not doing enough.
Commiserations tonight, Spencer.
Thanks, Tom.